Good morning, everybody. It is, we are in April. Done with March, into April, new quarter, new month. It is the 2nd, it is a Monday. Yesterday was Easter. A lot of places had the Friday as an off day on Good Friday, and some places even extending into today as well. So hope you all had, if you had a long weekend, hope you all had a good long weekend. And yeah, so that we were just listening to some Beethoven, Third Symphony in E flat. That guy wrote a lot. He wrote a lot of music. Uh, Gosh, 700 and some published compositions. Um, Now, I mean, if you want to put this into perspective, Mozart only lived to be 35, and he wrote 600 musical compositions, and probably a large amount of those are considered masterpieces. And he also started writing piano music at 5 or 6. Can you believe that? Most kids trying to learn how to just you know eat right and write, but Mozart, um, that's just insane if you think about it. Born to do and accomplish great things in a short amount of time. That is the great tragedy of genius, it seems. Anyways, moving forward. Okay, let's take a look. I actually put some uh, trade ideas in earlier this morning to kind of take a look. I'm gonna assume not everybody was taking a look at them as early as I was, but that is fine. Turn my camera on here. This chart we're looking at, we used to look at this quite a bit. This is the 144 square, and I bet it's been a couple months since we've looked at it, and this was kind of on purpose and kind of on accident, where we had constructed this a long time ago, wanted to just let it sit and play out and come back to it and see how it was operating. So we're gonna take a peek at this in a second, but let's look at our trades from Thursday. On Thursday, we had a short on the pound euro, or euro pound, at 87.41. Did not play out. Thursday was kind of flat. If we look at Friday's movement, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. Not until like the end of the day where we got this massive, kind of probably quarterly, end of quarter activity going on here. Otherwise, kind of or rather over here, not a crap ton of activity happening. So we'd be in the loss on that one. Dollar yen, we wanted to go long on a pullback to 106.47, which we did get, and we've just been kind of hovering around this area, so we're still within that value range, and it's still bullish. We're still very bullish. No reason not to be bullish. And our other trade was the pound dollar. So we wanted to go short at 140.057. We are within that value range. Really just kind of looking for what would happen if we approach this upwards trend line again. We are really looking at. We're going to come back to these here in a second, but we had kind of 3 setups going into the Friday there. And then today I had a short written down here for a short at 140.57, and then the euro Had one there for 123.27. And then on gold, that's if we were to break down towards a 13.27.5. Okay, so just taking a peek at these for a second. I'm going to come back to them. Want to kind of take a look at, let's take a peek at gold first. This is we have a good gold chart in here. So gold, if we take a look, why do I have a short bias here? Well, if I look at the hourly, there we go. Gosh, I really hate how TradingView does not keep that consistent. If I look at the hourly, we are getting into really extended overbought conditions, and we're approaching this resistance zone in our chart here. This is a very kind of strict harmonic zone, and got rejected up here, traded above, fell back down, and we'll have to see what kind of conviction there is to go higher. So that's why I have that short down there and a pullback to 13.27.5. I actually should. Because we're looking a little top heavy here. So we'll see how this goes here in a couple minutes. Take a peek at the euro. Now the euro, I want to take a look at our 144 here. Don't need this. So let's just look at this past price action, because it's been a while since we've looked at this. And we used to look at the rate of change, didn't we? Not anymore. So looking at our 144 square and looking at how price responds to, because every chart has a geometric structure, and some people ask, well, what are these lines represent? What do the diagonal lines represent? Well, diagonal lines represent sort of they're like a future trend line, but they're also like, I hate to use the word for it, but they're also kind of a moving average. But they're a moving average of price that is already supposed to happen. So it's something that just kind of shows up and repeats itself. And that's kind of how we trade off of them. Looking at these moving averages are lagging indicators. This is not a lagging indicator. This is just a structure. And it is very effective. And I think we can see that, if we were trading this here, if the pound was going up and we saw that we were in these extended conditions on the hourly and we were within this confluent zone of this strong 45 angle, that would have been a, probably pretty good looking short indication. And again, as we were coming down here, looking maybe to buy here on that, we could even add, if we wanted, we could add the Ichimoku cloud on here. And see how does this trade according to the levels that we get at, and we can see some powerful turns in the market when we get a confirming short opportunity in relation to where our angles are at. So, that's always just kind of a good thing to look out for. But if I'm looking at the pound dollar here, we have a pretty big bias on being short here anyways. Where's my 192? There we are. If we want to take a peek at second while I get logged in. And, you know, in today's trading, we can kind of expect probably a little bit of the same kind of flat move. So we'll just kind of want to watch out for that. Oh yeah, I didn't really ever like these. They were kind of pointless. Okay, so if we want to take a look at the euro here, or euro dollar, what do we got going on here? So on the daily, you know, we have faced a lot of resistance up here, been able to hold above that 360-degree price level, and we've also reached a, well, let me make sure I know what angle that is. A 90-degree angle in time. And because we're at these elevated conditions and we've been in this kind of bearish divergence that's still playing out, we should expect to see lower prices, really kind of targeting that 120 zone. And bringing that back to our trading view charts and looking at this activity here, you know, we're looking at, this is kind of a new structure that it's not a new structure I've created. It's just one that taking a couple principles of how markets are generated and then applying, you know, Gann's theory into it and his kind of how he liked to create structure. And this is kind of mine. I mean, that's just how that is. So looking at the euro dollar here, you know, just looking at our square of 144 or our 192, you know, we see that as we've fallen down and we are kind of sitting around between the, you know, the 2355 and the 2307, we're looking a little weak, like we're not wanting to push up any higher here. Now, just over Friday and into today, we've just drifted into the cloud. So this isn't really a sign of strength because we just kind of use our brains a little bit and think, well, if you know, when price enters a cloud, we don't take a trade. All right. If price is sitting in the cloud, we don't take a trade, and we don't see really any good short opportunity yet. Because why? We're in the cloud, the conversion line, the baseline in the cloud, the lagging span's in the cloud, and the cloud in front of us right here, that's green. So that's giving us warning signs that the trend may turn. However, just thinking back to you know, the end of the day Thursday going into Friday, that being a holiday week, this isn't really an honest move here. Not one you should really trust. We should expect a lot of retracement and return to value. And I'm really looking for prices to continue wanting to test down. All right, so that's why that short is there. Looking at the dollar yen, let's take a peek at the dollar yen on our we can see that we're coming up to a area where we're getting a lot of beginnings and endings of time cycles, and that's what we're coming up to here. Not only this is the beginning and end of a new square, and it's the beginning and the end of a time cycle. Now, when we get into these situations, you know, we can see that as the areas get wider, we should expect to see wider activity, because as we get to the end of these kind of areas, we should see increased activity. You know, depending where we're trading in these squares, you can have a wide trading area or you can have a pretty condensed one. It's going to kind of depend how we are trading. But for right now, we should consider this to still be moving up a lot. Again, based on the weekly, here, we have really great bias for upward move. Handedly rejected off of this 180 degree zone on Gann square of 9, and we should expect to trend higher. Really expect to want to move up a little higher here. Swinging back to the daily, you know, we've had, this is a pretty classic little retracement here, and we're probably going to catch a bid and just rise up more. Really, if we cross above this 106.50 zone again, get across this Gann angle, we'll be pretty golden. $106.39 is a pivot point in our harmonic levels, and so price, well, you know, it's going to act as a pretty strong area to try to get above, and you know, what can we see the behavior happening here? So, you know, we had difficulty crossing below it, right? And now we've crossed below it, traded below, tested, failed higher, came back down. But as we've been testing it higher again, we're getting closer and we're coiling up. So this is a pretty good signal that price is going to break through this zone. It's gonna crack above it. So if we didn't get in long at the 140.57, which was our kind of, we want to get in an early entry back here, then we could wait for a nice break to 106.48. Okay. That's a good zone to take a peek at. The pound dollar, it failed to stay above this inner pivot. Well, I suppose we could probably wait to see what happens with this formation, but pound dollar, we're looking, you know, to be pretty good bear move that we're looking at here on the pound dollar. You know, we had this big rejection here at the 90-degree angle, very extended in our oscillators, and we're experiencing really extended bearish divergence, which is finally playing out. So, you know, we're more than likely going to see lower prices, maybe down to 138. That's kind of the zone I think we're going to see tested. On the weekly, you know, even more damning for bulls here is this is a pretty bearish setup right now. Yeah, very, very divergent. And, you know, we really don't need to look a whole lot more than that to notice what's operating on in here. You know, similar to everything that's kind of drifted inside of the cloud, is that that's just really mostly sort of a result of the holiday that we had, holiday week. Okay. The New Zealand dollar, similar situation. We're finding some support on this arc, if you can see that. But certainly a break below that should continue this thrust down. You know, the 71.88 zone is a big zone that we need to get below. You know, I don't even know if I have. I do. But I don't think I have the divergence. Oh, where are we at? Okay, yeah, looking at the daily. Daily, we're looking a little bearish here. right on this time zone here. Actually, kind of mostly flat, but I tell you, as I'm looking at this chart, I keep referring back to, you know, the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. They do move a lot together, and the Aussie dollar's had significant down moves. I mean, if you remember a few weeks ago, Aussie dollar has been an excellent, awesome short trade. Made quite a few pips on that, and so that is always going to be something we want to look for is the Aussie dollar moving in one direction and the New Zealand dollar moving in one direction. We want to kind of see them kind of, you know, showing a similar kind of move together. Obviously, they don't always move together, but certainly when there's big moves in one, the other one usually has some kind of mirrored move, and the New Zealand dollar certainly still somewhat of a laggard in relation to how far it has not moved compared to the other currencies. The Aussie dollar, speaking of that guy, falling down here. You know, we may have another thrust down. Oof, yeah, look at that. That's missed that trade. Dang it. We are showing, is this real though? That's a lot of divergence. We may be looking to take a long here at some point, actually. Yeah, keep our eyes on this one. Not really looking for we're gonna have to be looking for some type of bull move here that we may get in on. We'll have to see. Euro pound, really not much to write home about here. Really, nothing. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, so we did have some bullish trading that we did. We tried to get some longs in over here. Not much, probably more like a scalp. And we are looking like we're you know, on the hourly, trending down here a little bit. Maybe forming a base, but we're following the arc down. We're finding support inside of it and above it, but we're still not getting any oomph to go higher. This is kind of a sign of weakness here, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. Swing back over to the euro dollar. Looks like it found a little bit of buying support there. We'll have to see how that plays out as we get closer, longer into our day here. And let's see, dollar yen catching a nice bid. Yeah, you know, the dollar yen, we could really see a nice drive up, a continued leg higher. That is very, very likely. I want to take a quick, as that's going on, let's take a quick look over at cryptos. Bitcoin, man, you know, really dangerous levels it was flirting with. But I you know, this red line is the long-term downtrend line. The black line is the long-term support line. Really tried to test below it and stayed above, which is where we're currently at, back into the 7,000s. This arc, though, we really need to get above this arc. We need to stop trading inside of it because we've been really just down. You know, we had an uptrend in February from, you know, really beginning of February to the, you know, middle, end of February. And then from March, we just trended down from, you know, 11,600 down to, how low did we go? 6,400? What kind of a move are we talking percentage-wise there? Where's our swing high? It was here. All right, that is actually a good thing. I'm saying that's a good thing because Bitcoin, ever since the downtrend, has liked to move and shave off 50% moves. If we go from the all-time high here to this swing, here to here, here to here. Actually, we could probably just say there. The big swings down. This is kind of the pattern we see. 47, 47, 49, 44, all within that proper value area. Whenever we see that happen, we do see a rally of some sort. So we really haven't had a rally off this yet, so we'll want to see what happens. So, you know, you think about it, these are pretty big moves, you know, percentage-wise. So, pretty normal moves, though. Pretty normal. On the daily, we're pretty bullish setup on the daily. Litecoin finding a lot of support on that 886. This is a crazy important fib level. Be aware of that. Ethereum is just slaughtered. I mean, this is a beat down coin, and a lot of it is because there's been a lot of, well, you guys all know that social media is at war with cryptocurrencies. Well, rather, big tech is at war with cryptocurrencies, so are governments. I always get concerned when mega corporations and governments work together to try to get rid of something that is very important to freedom and liberty, like cryptocurrencies. I don't mean to get political, but I think that people who are traders and are involved in this kind of business are very individual, liberty, freedom focused, and man, if you're not, I don't know. That's weird to me. I guess. I mean, it's I don't know. It's as weird as a steak eating vegan. It just doesn't make sense if you are pro big mega corporation, big government control of cryptocurrencies. I just see buying opportunities all over the place. Not in Ethereum. Nope, not Ethereum, but Ethereum. But in Litecoin and Bitcoin, definitely. Nice to see some very nice pivot reversal forming here. Could be pretty nice moves coming up. All right. Zipping on back to our cryptos. Dollar yen still looking pretty healthy. Oh yeah, we're above that. That's good. Look at that. Nice move. Pound dollar caught a little bit of a bid there. Getting ready to close on the hour here. But I think we'll certainly look to be moving lower. Just really kind of like a bull flag going on here. New Zealand dollar, nice, getting some follow through selling. Did I say a bull flag? I meant a bear flag. Aussie dollar weakness, euro pound, euro outperforming the pound. So taking a look at all that, we see got some moves coming up this morning. That'll be good. Probably some definite kind of return to where we were trading, before Thursday afternoon and Friday. So yeah, we're probably, really after some of those big moves we had last week, just really phenomenal, great moves we got into last week. On the MAM account, we added, I think, almost $8,000 worth of value over the last 3 weeks from I've been trading it, and almost a 10% return in a month. I think we have 4 more days till that full 30-day period is up. So, yeah, we should kind of expect to continue to see some really great long-term moves here, and we should be getting in on them. Have some nice growth in the MAM account and your own accounts and my own account. So, yeah. Look forward to this week. Probably expecting maybe a little bit of pause between now and Tuesday. Very possible before the next thrust in the directions we're looking at. But for right now, yeah, we have nice setups going into the week. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of take a peek one more time. Gold, well, Forex lens. Gold chart. I hate that I have to do that. Yeah, we're looking pretty extended here. Might be looking at that short. Ooh, man, dollar yen just decided to blow up there and really close that hourly candlestick pretty nicely. That's pretty bullish candlestick right there. Pretty bullish. Gold, pound dollar, that closed pretty nicely down on the hourly. New Zealand dollar, similar situation. Aussie dollar, we probably could have gotten in a short there, but what do you do? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great trade. I think we're gonna have a great week. We're gonna have a good, fantastic week, full week of trading, which is always nice. Yeah. Keep an eye on these markets, and I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Have a great start to your trade week. A good start to the next quarter. Good start to this month, and we will talk with you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.